Appreciate it. Good morning, everybody. Can I still say Happy New Year? I think I can. It's only the 13th of the month. Happy 2025, everybody. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Dale Donovan B. I'm a MAPS and Fast Track coach. I've been with KW Commercial since 2010, and I have been in the industry for 35 years. I have a little bit of experience. As I said, I've been around the pike. So, and I've been a MAPS coach now for about, I couldn't believe it, about 4.5 years. So I look forward to working with you all this morning. For those of you that know me, you know what I'm going to say next. And for those that you don't know me, I love to see faces. I hate just to see names. So I don't care whether your hair is done, whether your beard is shaved or combed or whatever, you can even be in your skivvies. I don't care. Well, maybe, but please put your faces on so I can see you. It's great to be able to talk to you when I can see your face. So that's fantastic. I appreciate it. I am excited about today. One of the things that moving into 2025 as a coach and as a broker and as an agent, one of the things that's really critical is that we're paying attention to priorities. And what that means is, what are we going to be doing with deals in commercial real estate that are going to be working for us so that we don't waste time on those that don't. So one of the ways that we do that most effectively is to find the motivated. What does that mean, finding the motivated? Finding the motivated means finding people that are prospects that are in the need mode, not in the want mode. So we're going to talk today a little bit about how we can identify those people and help you in the process of being able to be more effective. Those people that you're reaching out to. We don't want to waste time. We don't have time to waste. That time is the only thing that we can control in our life. We can't control how many hours there are in a day. They are. Well, if we were in quantum physics, maybe we could, but we're not in quantum physics. So we have to pay attention to what we're looking at here as far as what we can control. And what we can control is how we spend our time. Tris, would you please put the slides up on the screen for me, please? Thank you. Tris is my executive VA. Graham is the head of the Fast Track coaching for all of MAPS. So it's a pleasure to have him as the introduction here. And as I said, Tris is my executive VA. For those of you that know me, you know that he is my right arm, right and left arm. Next slide, please, Tris. Timing, timing, timing. We have to have urgency. I have to show you this. This is because, go back the slide, Tris, go back one. This is the information that we all need to have about how we can make calls and who we need to be talking to. So read this, know what it is, and understand it so that we don't get anybody into trouble. All right, next slide, Tris. Types of buyers and sellers, timing the market. There's people in the market that say, okay, this is too high, this is too low, the interest rates are this, the timing is not, the market is this, blah, 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 whatever it is. And they sit back and they wait. All right. Waiters are not what we are looking for. We need people that are in need mode. Wait is not the target that we are most successful with. So we have to believe that the people that we're working with, they have to believe that the market is now. Their opportunities are here now. Some of the best money is made in kind of an off market and a shifting market. So, and that doesn't appear across the nation at the same time. Different markets can have different demographics and different types of approaches to what's going on in the market. Some are active, some are not. Some types of commercial real estate are great, some are not. So looking for the right time and making the right decision, that's tough. You really have to have a crystal ball. And I don't think any of us have one of those magic ones that actually work. So what we're looking at is, commercial real estate is a long game. Staying in the market, timing will find them. So those are the most successful ones. Statistics say that that is the best approach. Staying in the market, getting in the market, and staying in for the long term. If you're expecting to get a quick return on your investment, or your clients are, this is not the investment opportunity that they should be in. This is a long-term market, a long game. Next slide, Tris, please. Looking for the problems to solve. That's what we are. We're problem solvers. Well, it's commercial real estate agents. We are detectives. We are researchers. We are problem solvers. Sometimes we're psychiatrists. We do not want to be attorneys, although we do have to know what the business opportunities are in our contracts. But, looking for the problems to solve is going to help us meet the right people, and to find the right people means finding the motivated. Always be looking for an opportunity. You never know. I tell the story before. My husband was in the hospital with a heart situation, and his cardiologist and I was on one side of the bed. The doctor was on the other. We were talking across. My husband at that point in time ended up finding out that he was looking for a new office because he needed to get new staff. And needless to say, that was my husband's laying there in the bed and I'm doing business, But looking for an opportunity, you never know when that's going to be. Walking down the street, talking to people, talking to neighbors, always opening your mouth, letting people know that you're in the commercial real estate industry business. If you're going to be looking to create massive return on your investment of time, energy, and skills, you have to put massive action into it. Big goals require massive action. Finding the motivated, you've got to be motivated yourself. I mean, you've got to be motivated to be able to look for these people. It is, as Gary says, it's simple, not easy. Simple, not easy. Time block. Ooh, are those 2 4-letter words? No, that's a 5-letter word there. Time block. Call it business development. Call it whatever you want to call it. Call it, this is the way that I'm going to be making more money. I don't care what you call it. If you don't want to time block, don't time block. But people say, I can't time block. If you ever went to school, if you ever went to high school, if you ever went to college, if you ever had a dentist appointment, if you ever had a date night, if you ever had going out to lunch with friends, if you had an event that you were going to, you time blocked, folks. You're time blocking every day. You're just not time blocking for lead gen. So you have to be motivated to be able to find the motivated, and you have to block out some time on your calendar that's specifically for you to be proactive, reaching out to the to the right kind of people that you need to be talking to, and not waiting for and be reactive and for them to come to you. Next slide, please, Tris. Next slide. Avoid the reluctant and work with the urgent. What does that mean? Now is not the time to convince people to do it. If they're saying, well, I don't know, call me if you've got a buyer. I don't know if there's something going on, let me know, blah, blah, blah. Ugh, ick. That should be, avoid the ick. Avoid the ick. Don't work with ick. It's not the time to be doing that. You need to be looking for the people that are in the right place at the right time to be able to do business. Educate and provide data. Absolutely. That's so important. Ready, willing, and able. We used to say that. I kind of changed it around. Are they able? Are they qualified? Are they ready? Same kind of thing, time-wise. Are they willing to be able to do this in this market? But the most critical part is, what are their expectations? Do they expect to pay less than they did before, to get more than they did before, depending on which side of the coin that they're on? So make sure that their expectations match the market. And each of the markets are different. In one market, it can be a high activity in a certain type of product type. And in another market, it is a dead deal. So it just depends on the market that you're in. You have to be market knowledgeable. You have to be a market expert to be able to identify what the expectations are from your client, and to let them know what the market is. A lot of people say, well, if they have a client say, well, I can't find it. I can't find it. I'm doing this, which I can't. No, you could find it if it were there. Don't ever put the blame on yourself. Always say, the market told me, the market is telling us, the market doesn't have, the market blah, blah, blah. The market requires. Always use the market. It's not you that can't find it. We are not magicians. We are brokers. We are agents. We have the tools. And if we're using them effectively, we'd be able to find what we needed to find. And if we can't find it, that means that we're using our tools effectively, but it's not in the market. So don't blame yourself, and don't allow the client to blame you. Understand what your value is, and that it may be their expectations or their need that's just not in the market at the time. That is really a critical thing for you to get up into your mind. It is not you, it is the market. Unrealistic expectations. Don't waste your time with them. For those of you that know me, go ugly early. I'm called the goo girl. I love this because you can, whether you're talking about commissions, whether you're talking about exclusive representation, whether you're talking about what they're looking for, if they want to work with you, if they're working with other brokers, what is it? Due diligence process. Is something going on with the property you need to know about? What are the things that you need to identify as an agent that's going to give you the information you need to be able to move forward with this prospect into a client relationship effectively? Go there early. Find out what the issues are. Don't be afraid of them. If you know what the issues are, find the solutions. Whatever side you're on, buyer, tenant, owner, seller, it doesn't matter. Whatever the issues are, find out early and address them early up front. The dread of approaching a subject that you know is going to be controversial or that it's going to be an issue, the dread is far worse than the actual experience. Take my word for it. Procrastinating only makes it worse. It does not allow you to get past the issue. Identify the issue, solve it, find ways to solve it, and it will help your client be able to move forward, and it will help them identify where their urgency is and if they can move forward. Next slide, please, Tris. Go ugly early. Next slide. Strategies. Tap into their why. Why are they doing this? This is so important. Why are they doing this? There's 4 or 5 Ds. Let me see if I can get 4 out of it. That will motivate, that will drive a prospect to do a deal. And sometimes it sounds negative, so let me finish first. Death, divorce, debt, dissolution, and delinquency. That's 5. I'll say it again. Debt, divorce, dissolution, delinquency, and debt. All right. Those are the 5 things that will drive someone to do what they need to do. You have to know what their why is. If they want to do it, that's one thing. If they need to do it, that's who you want to be talking to. Focus on needs, not simply on the transaction. Focus on what the client's looking for. Focus on what their needs are. Focus on solving their problem for them. Identify obstacles and challenges before the offer is made. Goo factor, go ugly early. Find out what those issues are. I always, whatever side I represented, I went into the deal looking at it as if I were on the other side. Would I buy this deal? Would I be the person that was interested in buying the deal? What is the scenario behind this if I were to take the other side of this coin and look for those issues that are going to be coming up, because they will come up. Don't think that they won't. And you need to be able to know what those are. So if they do identify them, you can have the solutions, or at least come up with some options to help them. Using good research prevents obstacles. If you know what you're doing with the property, if you know about the property, if you know about the situation, you know about the deal and the transaction, you're able to help solve the problems. One of the other nomenclatures I use is, I don't know everything, but I know everybody that does. Have a cadre of people around you that can provide the services and the skills that you don't have. Have the attorneys, have the architects, have the engineers, have the general contractors, have the title insurance companies, have the inspectors, have this list of people that are your players, that are the people that you need to have in your life you can't have all the answers. I've been in the industry 35 years. I learn something every day. I have to go to some expert about something every day. So find those experts, put them in your pile of the wonderful things that you will have to be able to close a deal. And it will also benefit you when you're telling people what differentiates you from other brokers. You have this group of people around you that are experts that can help you get the deal done. Next slide, Tris. Market knowledge, understand trends. Oh my goodness, is this important? Every market is different. Every specialty is different in every market. So you need to be the expert in the market. You have to be able to explain to the prospect what is going on. If you're in sales, you've got to understand leasing because it may be a property that needs to be leased up to be sold. If you're on the leasing side, you need to understand what the value of property is so that you can stand behind whatever the landlord, or that you can negotiate the leasing terms. So you need to know a little bit about everything in this business and bring the market knowledge to the table for that particular industry. Know your territory, know your specialty, know what's going on in the market. Use CoStar, get your market reports, on a regular basis. Read your periodicals, look at the industry and find out whatever your specialty is. There's all kinds of free periodicals that you can find. Go to Chat GPT, and I love Chat GPT. And go to Chat GPT, it's free, and you can say, tell me what periodicals do I need to get dropped on my desktop every day in commercial real estate to understand multifamily, to understand the market in industrial, to be more knowledgeable about retail or office, or whatever it is that you know, and put that into ChatGPT, and it'll tell you what kind of periodicals you need and where you need to go. You don't have to do the research. Let AI do it for you. The local economist of choice. Again, this is knowing the market. Go to your economic development council, whatever it's called there. It can be the redevelopment council. It can be the economic association for development. It can be any of those names. But what it is, it's the local economic development council, organization, association. Find it, Google it, get involved with it, because they will not necessarily bring you the prospects, but they will be able to provide you with marketing information and details about what's going on. And you can take that to your prospects and use that in your lead gen to say, this is what's going on in the market. This might be helpful to you in your business. Walking the park and driving for dollars. Get your butt out of the office. Get into your car. Go walk in an industrial park. Go walk an office building. Go walk through a retail center. Go walk, through a neighborhood shopping center. Do something that's going to get you in front of people. There's a couple things about it. One, it gets you out of the office, gets you out of your doldrums. Two, it gets you talking to people that may bring you opportunities. And three, it gets you to know the market. You'll see things that you may not necessarily have thought about before if you open your eyes and look around. An example of that was not effective for me is I drove past when I lived in Boca Raton, Florida. I used to drive by this one corner. It was right across the street from the major shopping center there. And I drove by this one corner for probably 6 years. And it was just a little, about a 2-acre out parcel. I never paid attention to it, never looked it up, never didn't do anything with it. One day I saw a sign go up on the property. I'm like, oh, it's one of the forehead slaps, like, oh my God, there we go. It was sitting there all the time. I could have looked it up. I could have been the one that listed that 2-acre parcel. It was awesome. It was right in front of the shopping center. It was right in front of the movie theater. It was an amazing little piece of property, and I didn't recognize it, but I should have been, because I didn't open my eyes. So that's always reminded me to be looking around all the time and to watch what's going on. So walk the park and drive for dollars. Keep your eyes and ears open. Always be out there doing something. Research and read. Next slide, Tris. Government officials. That's what talk to your local government officials. Who is that? It's your P&Z, property, P&Z, planning and zoning. All right. Talk to your council people. There's not really information that you can get from them that's going to bring you closer to getting the deal done, or that but it is going to provide you with opportunities to know who are the power players and what's going on in that particular community. Get to know your attorneys, engineers, architects, planners, title insurance company, other brokers, lenders, contractors, property inspectors. All these people are part of the cadre of professionals that you need to know and that you be able to recommend and be able to provide for your clients. Number one suggestion, if you are making a recommendation on any of these professionals to one of your prospects or clients, always recommend two. That way it is your client or prospect's decision of who they choose. It is not yours. They cannot come back to you and say, well, you told me to use Joe, or you told me to use Jane, and I did, and they screwed up. It's like, okay, they made the choice if you give them two. Always provide at least two opportunities of professionals in a particular target profession so that you are not holding the bag in case something goes wrong. Next slide, Tris. Working with sellers, obstacles, timing, and solutions. Seller motivation and where to find the motivated. Always know why they're doing it. This not only helps you identify whether this is the right prospect to be working with, but it also helps you throughout the process of negotiation, throughout the process of understanding what their timing is, on both sides. If you can find out why of both sides, it's a fantastic position to be in, no matter which side that you're on. If you can know why they're doing this, do they need to do this or do they want to do it? It helps you in the negotiation tremendously. Needs, wants, do they have to sell? What are the strategies and benefits to seller and buyer in doing this deal? Standard and be creative. Financing. This is so have a list of lenders that you are working with that handle all different types of properties so that you are understanding where the financing every community banks, national banks, credit unions all handle different types of properties and special types of properties that they like. Some like land, some don't. Some like industrial, some don't. Some like multifamily, some don't. Some like, build a suit, some don't. So you need to know what the sweet spot is with your lenders and have a list of those people available so that you kind of know where you can send your people. Off-market opportunities. It's vacant properties. It's, sometimes property inspectors will have some information for you. Title insurance companies a lot of times can give you lists of properties. When are they coming due on their loans? Who are the property owners? Title insurance companies are an awesome resource for you and tools that you can use for research. Divorce attorneys, estate attorneys, public records, planning and zoning departments, and then use your online sources depending on what it is, what type of property type that you're working in. How many people on here are in commercial real estate? Just give me a shout out or raise your hand. Throw it in the text box, yes, if you're in commercial real estate. Let me see what we got here. You do some, okay. Some, yes. Okay. Just starting. If you have, okay, that remind me about just starting in commercial real estate. I've got a class coming up on Wednesday called Commercial Mentorship Program. It's really a great one for newbies and for reinstalling your business. Yes. Okay, do some in Puerto Rico. Oh, cool. Just starting working on my first deal. Oh, we got a lot of newbies. How many people are in KW Commercial? Give me that. Yes, in commercial, KW Commercial, if you're member of KW Commercial. Okay, Kim, you are? Kim, yes. Bernie? No. Okay. I'm not pushing for you to be in KW Commercial. However, if you're doing commercial and you need more information, knowledge, learning, networking opportunities, KW Commercial, go to look it up. It's a wonderful organization to be involved with and division to be involved with inside of Keller Williams. It's $199 a month, and the value that you get out of every year is somewhere between $12,000 and $15,000 in education and market knowledge. It's a tremendous resource. I got a lot of no's on here. All right. Also, the commercial mentorship program on Wednesday, you don't have to be in KW Commercial to do it. You don't have to be in commercial full-time to be there. But if you want to be a part of this, I'll have something at the very end here that's going to tell you a little bit more about it. Off-market properties. I have worked with off-market properties, but they're really tough. People come, well, I just want, you'll hear people say, well, just bring me something. I don't want anything that's been marketed on LoopNet or CoStar or whatever. Just bring me something. Move on. Or my conversation is, if something comes up and I find something that fits your criteria, I'll be happy to show it to you after I've showed it to my clients, because I work for my clients first. It's kind of a tough conversation, but I use it all the time, because if they're annoying you, then there's no reason in the world why you shouldn't annoy them back. You can try to get the deal, you can finesse it first, but if they're giving you, well, just bring me something, move on, move on. Don't walk away, run. Next slide, Tris. Don't waste your time. We don't have time to waste. Working with sellers, obstacles, timing, and solution to get the facts on what is or isn't happening. Creative financing. Know why they're doing it so you can understand what they need to be doing. Always, always, always make sure that your seller is, if you're doing the listing, that the seller is motivated, that they're going to provide you the documentation, that they're going to be able to give you all the details, that they're going to be authentic with you, that they're going to be truthful with you, they're going to share information, that they're going to communicate well with you. All right. You have a right as a business owner, which we all are as entrepreneurs and in 1099. You have the right to run your business, not have your clients or prospects run you. Set your standards for who you're going to be doing business with and stay that course. It will benefit you far more than you could ever imagine. People say, well, I've got to have, I want the cash. If you're getting into a deal that's iffy, it's going to burn up your time, and you probably will have less chance to get it closed if they're not qualified and they're not motivated. All right. Write the offer, get it done as quickly as possible. Letter of intent, get to contract. And in the exit strategy, what is that? That is making sure that the deal is coming together in all aspects and that you follow up with this client so that you have them. When they're the happiest with you, it's when you ask for referrals. Who do you know that I need to know? Now that we're getting this deal closed, is there someone else that you know of that may be blah, 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 blah? Okay. All right. Next slide, Tris. Arrows up, arrows down. Prices may go down, but interest rates may go up. Interest rates may come down, but competition goes up. There is that, there is that dichotomy with what comes down, the other side goes up. People say, well, I'm going to wait for the interest rates to come down before I do this. I'm not going to go into this deal and transaction right now. I know the interest rates are going to come down, further this year. Well, that's true, but then guess what? You're going to be competing with everybody else who's been waiting for the interest rates to come down too. If the deal works today for your client, if the return on their investment works today, it's going to work 6 months or a year from now. And if the interest rates come down, you can always refinance it. If it works today, it will work in a year. If it worked today, get the deal done. Don't wait, because you're going to be competing with everybody else that's waited as well. Help the client solve a problem rather than just looking at the commission. If you're trying to solve the problem, you're going to be in a much better position to be able to get the deal done because you're going to be focusing on their needs. Next slide, please, Tris. I love the dollar signs, but I am also a problem solver. I'm a deal junkie. I love to get the deal done, but I don't go into a deal unless you can't guarantee the deal's going to be done. There's always things that are outside of our control, but the things that we can control, that we do recognize as qualifiers, you need to make sure that they're qualified and that they are motivated. All right, this is also great to understand motivation and opportunities for your tenants and for your landlords. So depending on which side you're on, you can find the pros and the cons for a market. Tenants could get a long-term lease with fixed prices if the market is kind of iffy, okay, on the leasing side. Tenants can negotiate a reduction in their lease if they're trying to renew, or they can do what they call a blend and extend. If you don't know these terminologies and you're new to the industry, or there's things that are not really, something in your comfort zone, you need to know what these are. There's ways you can learn this stuff. You can learn the information and you can get educated. Do not go out there and put yourself and your market center at risk if you don't have this information. Either partner with someone, start getting your education. If you're part of KW Commercial, again, for the $199 a month, there's a training course called Nucleus. It is free to everybody in KW Commercial. There's 2 series. There's a series from a year or so ago, and there's a current series from 2024. All of this has the basic foundational structural information for doing commercial real estate business. It is free for everyone that is in KW Commercial. From that process, then you move into other training courses and other scenarios as a commercial mentorship program, as I was talking about. Tenants can upgrade. And then in a shifting market and things that are going on, sometimes they can upgrade and get into a better space. So they may not want to renew. Tenants may find landlords more flexible in helping them find a space that fits their needs. Maybe you want to move in the office building. Maybe you want to move in the industrial park. Maybe the tenant wants to move to, a different or a larger or a smaller space, depending on whether it's retail, office, or industrial. If a current landlord isn't interested in negotiating, another landlord may buy that one out because they may want this client. Depends on what the qualifications are. That's the other thing. You have to find who's motivated so that you can possibly do the better negotiation for them. Next slide, Tris. Opportunities for tenants again. If the market is low, concessions are high. In some instances, this will work. Again, it depends on the market that you're in, and it depends on the territory that you're in, and it depends on the property or the specialty that you are focused in. So you have to look at these from the eye of the market, looking at it from the market information that you have in the market knowledge. But if the market's low, you can have moving costs, you can have build out, dollars, you can have expansion options, you can have the potential to remove personal liability. A lot of times they'll keep you personally liable for this for years, or sometimes they'll remove that depending on circumstances. And the burn down of financial liability. In other words, as you progress through paying your lease, and they see that you're paying well, that sometimes you can burn down that financial liability and remove that personal guarantee. If the demand is high, incentives are low, obviously. We found that in the past couple of years now with industrial. In the industrial market particularly, the demand was so high, and now we may have low inventory. There may not be opportunities, and incentives are low. So you have to watch what's going on in your particular market area. Next slide. Find the motivated. You have to be motivated. There's that time block. Protect it. You have to prioritize your lead gen. Call it business development. Call it making more money for Chantel, making more money for Will, making more money for Tamika. Whatever it is that you want to call it, it's lead gen. It's part of the business. It's part of the industry. It must be done. Just accepting and responding to things that are coming in and opportunities that are coming in are not going to get you where you need to go. You've got to drive your own business, and you have to prioritize time block. You can do it. You are doing it. You're just not doing it for lead gen. All right. You can do it. Don't do it for 3 hours. Do it for an hour. Start off, if you're not doing it now, take an hour of time and block it. Do not accept anything that's incoming. Do not look at an email. Do not accept a phone call. Turn your phone off for incoming calls. Do not respond to current deals and transactions. Only go after your new business in your time block scenario. Work 15, 20 minutes at a time. Take a 5-minute break. Do not look at emails. Do not take phone calls during that 5-minute break. Go walk outside, take a breath of fresh air, lean back in your chair, listen to some music, do whatever it is that you want to do. Take a brain break, and then go back and do another 20 or 15 minutes, whatever it is that works for your particular brain span for the amount of time that you can focus on something. Have someone that's an accountability partner. Have a coach. Have someone that you work with in your office that's an accountability partner. Have another agent. Have a colleague, whatever it is. Say no. If you're saying yes to something, you're also saying no to something else. So you have to learn to be able to control what your business is doing, not have your business control you. I see a number of my clients on here that I've worked with either in my groups or in my or in my one-on-one mastery coaching classes, and I teach them to say, not now. You don't have to slam somebody in the face and go, no, I'm not going to do that. You can just say, not now. I'm looking at my production, or not now. I'm committed. This afternoon or this week or this month, whatever it is. Not now doesn't say no, but it has 2 no's in it. If you look at the word not now, it has 2 no's in it. But it's not a slam the door. I just don't have the time right now. I'm running my business the way I see fit, and it will command respect rather than frustration from the other side, whoever you're saying not now to. They'll respect you for what you're doing and that you're paying attention to your business. If they don't, you shouldn't be doing it anyway with them because they're going to be a problem. They're going to be a pain in the butt. Finding the motivated, you have to be motivated. Next slide, Tris. Handling objections builds an authentic connection. Make sure that they understand. Listen to what they're saying. Don't be thinking about what you're going to say next. Mirror the prospect's objections. Agree with them. Say, well, I say, I can't talk to you right now. I'm so busy. Gosh, that's exactly why I'm calling you. Whatever it is, mirror what their objection. Don't distract them. Don't try to fight them against it because you'll lose that battle. But just let them know. Say, I understand. I get it. I've heard that before, whatever. However, and then you can come up with some solution to it. So make sure that you know what the objections are going to be so that you can respond to it. And if you don't have you're not going to have all the answers, but if you don't have the answers, just say to them, you know what, as I said before, I don't have all the answers, but I know a lot of people that do. Let me see if I can get some answers for you on that. Let me do some research for you and get back to you. Can I call you next Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, whatever it is? Let me call you back on that. Now you've got an opening to call them back and respond, and you're going to be seen as the expert that's helping them. Identify what their true objection is. Oh no, I'm too busy. I'm not doing that right now. Or I'm going to wait till next year. That's not the real objection. Find out what's preventing them from moving forward. Express understanding, validate their concerns. And you have to be able to do that. You have to understand what the market is doing. You say, yeah, I understand why you feel that way. Or I understand why you could think that. Yes, I see other people that are experiencing the same thing. All right. And show property value versus price. Understand what the value is versus price. Value, we all know what value is. Value is what somebody else is going to pay for it. There's a different pricing structure every year. Probably it changes about every 6 months now, depending on what the supply and demand factors are. So we have to be aware of what value versus price means to our prospects. Reframe price objections. Circle back all the way to property solves their pain points and addresses their needs. If they're owner of the property, find out what their pain points are. Why are they trying to sell the property? If they're buying a property or they're leasing a property, find out why they're looking for it. Find out how you can help them solve their problem. Use evidence to alleviate the prospect's concerns. Use facts, use comps, use stories. Learn to be a storyteller. Years ago, that was one of the things that I had set up as one of my goals is I wanted to stand in front of an audience and a podium and like it and want to do it. 2 is I wanted to play golf. I was playing golf at that point in time. And I wanted to play golf, play my own ball. I didn't want to play best ball anymore. I wanted to play my own ball because I was always playing with the guys. So I wanted to play my own ball. So that was one of my, my big scenarios. So you can set these goals for yourself that are going to help you get through the next year or 2 and to help you reach your goals by setting some very personal goals that will help you reach these goals. Use evidence to alleviate the prospect's concern. Know what the trends are. Talk to your economic development council. Read your business journal. Understand what the market reports are from CoStar and from the other specialty publications regarding the type of property that you're working with. Follow up with open-ended questions. Don't just don't have a yes or a no. Find out why they're going into these situations. Find out what their needs are. Understand the context behind their actions. My phone number and everything is going to be on here. I love people getting in, and we're going to see more and more people wanting to get into commercial real estate because we've got more and more training opportunities. I'm not saying don't get into it. I'm saying get into it. Just make yourself knowledgeable. This is not fake it till you can make it business, because the other brokers will spot you. Okay, I got a black thing on my screen, Tris. I'm going to send you this document, okay? When selling commercial real estate, experienced agents always bring the process of thoroughly researching each property they're handling. Make sure that your client is supplied with as much information as possible before a contract is made, including the following. This is the information you need to know. I'm going to send this to you in a document. If you don't know this information, call me. I'll help you find out where to go get educated on this stuff. Okay? This is the terminology you need. This is the knowledge you need. And this is the information that you need to be able to take with you if you're going to be successful in commercial real estate. Don't use the 4-word dabble in commercial real estate. Ick. I don't want to hear it. Another ick word. And you'll be recognized in the industry. If you're starting out in commercial real estate, your reputation is the number one thing with other brokers. Other brokers, if they know that you are inexperienced, but you are learning, you are training, you are taking classes, you're doing this stuff, they'll respond to you. If you're trying to fake it, they'll recognize it and they will not return your phone calls and they will not do business with you, and you will be at a disadvantage for you and your clients. You'll get this after. Next slide, please, Tris. This is the mentorship program that I told you about. If you, Tris, drop into the chat box the commercial mentorship information regarding it starts on Wednesday. Join it today. Get off the phone. It's $2.99 a month. Uh-oh, went black on me again. Okay, it's too, because he's trying to drop something. Every time he drops something into the chat box, I ask him to, and the screen goes black like that. Doesn't like doing both things. Go ugly early. Yeah, Rita, that go ugly early. Goo factor. Make sure that, go take a look at this and see what the program is about. There's a short video on it. It tells you what all the topics are about and all that. We're starting on the 15th. I've got information that's going out to everybody this afternoon and tomorrow about how to get prepared to take this course, general information you need to start with. So sign up today. It's $2.99 a month for 3 months. If you can't afford that, you shouldn't be in commercial real estate. Also, I've got people there in it that have taken it, that have been in commercial real estate for 20 years. I've got people in there that are just starting out. And we have enough information and valuable information that fits whoever is in the program. It's a program that fits you and your style and where you are in the industry. Call me, text me. Text me first. That's the best way to do it. It's 407-491-0005. 407-491-0005. What I'm also going to do is, how many of you know how to save the chat box? If you don't know how to save the chat box, I'm going to tell you. Click on the chat box. It's down below where it says chat. Just click on that. Up in the right, when it opens up the chat box, up in the right-hand corner, you're going to see 3 little dots. Click on those 3 little dots, and it will have save chat. Before we sign off today, save this chat box. It will go onto your computer. You'll have to go look for it. I don't know where your chat box is going to go when it saves, but you can find it. Just put chat box, or downloads, and you'll find it. It'll be right there at the top of the list for the things today. But that way you can have the chat box, or go in and copy the whole thing yourself and drop it into a Word document. And that way you'll have it either way. Next slide, please, Tris. I don't know why that black thing is on the screen. Tris, can you get rid of that black thing? It's blocking the whole screen. Oh, I'll come back. There we go. Okay. Here's my contact information. Write it down. Text me. Let me know how I can help you. Text me today. My calendar is pretty open today. I coach one-on-ones and my group coaching on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. Mondays are my planning days. So if I can help you today, let me know. It's been a pleasure to be with you. I'm so glad that you were here. We've had a great group. We have over 60 some odd people today. I hope that this has been informational and helpful to you. Let me know how I can help you grow your commercial real estate business. Look forward to talking to you soon. Go get them, everybody. Go ugly early. Bye.